In a world where cybersecurity is a constant issue, what is there to do? We make faster computers and faster internet with better algorithms to protect us, but then hackers get better computers and faster internet with better algorithms too. Well, this is why we need a quantum internet. Hello, and welcome to the show about fun facts and a little bit of science. Today, we are talking about quantum internet. In a previous video, I talked about quantum teleportation and entanglement. In that video, I brought up quantum internet, so today, I would like to discuss that even further. As we know from my other video, quantum entanglement is when two particles are connected across any distance and mirror each other's behavior in real time. In the quantum world, data is encoded in the state of qubits, or quantum bits, not to be confused with q-bert, although there may be some connection. A qubit is the basic unit of quantum information measured in two states. Quantum internet will allow us to send these qubits across a network of multiple quantum devices that are physically separated. This can only happen because of the weird connection of quantum entanglement. To understand this, let's look at the current process for the internet. We have bits of information that either are or are not in a specific state, either 0 or 1, like a light switch that can only be turned on or off. It cannot be both at the same time. Qubits, however, can be both on and off, 0 and 1, at the exact same time due to the strange world of quantum mechanics. But does this mean we can email each other even faster? It's already practically an instant experience, so who cares if that's faster? Well, quantum internet, for now, doesn't really work with the data we are already using the internet for. It will, however, open up a whole new world of possibilities. What we should be most excited for as everyday users is the enhanced security. We just recently heard about the massive data breach that hit thousands of organizations across the globe, including parts of the US government. It was reported to be one of the worst cyber espionage incidents ever suffered by the US due to the sensitivity of the information gathered. They had access to information for around 9 months before being discovered. No government or other organization can afford to have that kind of situation happen, ever. Not to mention all the personal information of civilians that could be potentially put on the black market, and boom, all of us are victims of identity theft. So with quantum internet, the idea of enhanced security is a great idea. With our current internet setup, most data is secured using a key to encrypt a message. It's based on an algorithm that is difficult to hack, but obviously not impossible. Algorithms are just waiting on another algorithm to solve it. This is where researchers have introduced quantum key distribution. This is where that key is encoded onto qubits. Once the qubit is measured for this key, it will collapse. The security measure here happens when the hacker tries to view the qubit or key. As soon as they view it, the qubit will collapse. This prevents any data from being discovered and alerts all other parties of the attempt. So, in theory, it's impossible to be hacked. And this is all based on the usage of fiber optic cables, giving us a connected quantum internet. Currently, we are stuck using fiber optic cables to transfer these qubits, but that comes with a lot of issues. We are limited to around 60 miles, and the data being sent through those cables can easily get lost. So what do we do? Well, that's where the exciting world of entanglement and teleportation come into play. Once we solidify that method, we will be able to encode data into one part of an entangled particle, allowing the other particle to have the same information instantaneously. And they can be hundreds of miles apart. Well, technically, they can be light years apart, but we won't need that until we have better space travel. If you're enjoying this episode, be sure to hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. In order to have two entangled particles in two different places, you would need to build an infrastructure that creates these particles and then place a sender and a receiver in different locations. One particle in the sender and one in the receiver. They will never actually send or receive since they are connected and react to each other without a delay. It would be like having a mirror reflection of yourself, but the mirror is on the other side of the country. Currently, these receivers are super expensive to set up. A network of satellites is the most ideal, but again, expensive. However, once we get there, the data could be shared anywhere at any instance in the most secure way we have ever experienced. No physical connection would be required, so no cables underground, which means anyone in the world would be able to receive this quantum internet. Because of quantum teleportation, these two particles are always just in two places at once. It would be impossible to intercept the data because it's not actually traveling anywhere. It just is and isn't at the same exact time in two locations. You'd have to be the person sending or receiving the data to know what the data was. The limitations of quantum internet, though, means we won't be using it to send data across the internet as we do currently. You won't be on quantum Facebook or doing a quantum Google search. Not only is it unable to be used that way, it just wouldn't make sense. The level of security it would bring for sensitive information in large organizations and businesses is where it matters. But that's not all. With the current setup of using fiber optics, we can start adding repeaters to help cover the limited range of sending qubits that we are dealing with now. Once we solve that range issue, we would be able to create the greatest quantum computer ever. As it stands, our best quantum computers use around 50 qubits, but this network of entangled particles would reach several thousands of qubits. Then we could start solving the most complex problems known to man. Maybe that alone would help us solve the problem of quantum teleportation of the internet. To learn more about quantum computers, be sure to check out my other video, which I'll link below and at the end of this video in one of those two boxes. As always, thanks for watching, and what did you learn today?